Hello, this is Chad Middleton from Vision Counseling and Vocational Consulting. I am a vocational expert, and we at Vision Counseling and Vocational Consulting help other vets all across the United States with evidence to support their TDIU claim. Today, I have with me someone who has some exciting news that I wanted to share on our YouTube channel. And I always like to share good news with my vets so that they could see how these services work for them. We have Mr. Madison here with us. Mr. Madison came to us, and I think it may have been about February of this year, Mr. Madison.
January, February, around it.
Okay. Yeah. January, February, and if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about what made you reach out to us first and foremost.
Well, I was currently rated at 50%, and then I got a 70% diagnosis for depression, which only took me to basically 80%.
Mm-hmm.
I researched about these Nexus letters for all of the other medical conditions that I have to go with a doctor to get Nexus letters to help me get some more increases. Mm-hmm. But then I ran across your individual YouTube channel, and in your YouTube channel, you were basically dealing with the employment side of everything, right? Which kind of made sense to me because I wanted to file for a TDIU because I fit the requirements. Mm-hmm. So, and what I understood was TDIU is all about finding out if you can be employed or not, what's your employment status. So it made sense to me to work with an employment specialist.
Absolutely.
Which I'm glad I did because it actually, instead of dealing with the doctors on the Nexus thing, try to bump up. I worked with you, and the report that you gave me was such impactful that when I submitted my report, when I submitted your report along with all the stuff that they asked me for my TDU, I got approved. It was within 60 days.
Wow. So would you say if you was talking to another vet that's struggling to get a straight up 100% from the VA medically, would you recommend getting a vocational evaluation report if the person was not able to work? Would you recommend that they get a report like the one you got?
I definitely recommend the vocational report because if you're trying to get TDIU, they're just trying to find out your employability status, and a vocational person will understand the vocational part of this, and if you qualify, it can carry you a long way.
Absolutely. So that is remarkable. The fact that you were able to turn in we were able to give you the report. You turned the report in. Tell me a little bit about that. Once you got the report in your hand, what did you do after you turned in your report?
Well, before I even got with you, I knew I was going to file, so I filed what they call an intention to file.
Okay.
So that actually starts my date right there.
Absolutely.
So that gives you up to a year to get your information together. So once I got with you and I got my report, I immediately turned it over to my my service person that was handling my claim. Mm-hmm. He sent it in. The only thing that they asked me, I had to do some CMP hearings. After the CMP hearing, 2 weeks later, I looked online, and it was my claim was completed, and for 100% PNT.
Wow. So PNT pretty much means that you're going to be paid at the 100% rate, and you don't have to go back and forth with the VA about lowering your disability rating or anything like that, right?
Correct. Okay. And also, your report was real helpful with the CMP exam because I pointed out to the individuals that I got a report from Vision Counseling, and you might want to take a look at that. And they took a look at that, so it was very helpful for the CMP examiners as well.
Wow. Thank you for saying that, because a lot of our vets want to know whether or not it's useful to have the evaluation report before or after the CMP exam. A lot of my vets also say that many times the examiner never saw the evaluation report. So you had your own copy of the report, or did they have a copy already?
I had my own copy, but however, for each examiner that I seen, I made a point for them to know that there was a report. They looked it up, and all of them seen the report, and they all said, "Well, I'm gonna check out the report and get back with you." So it was a powerful enough report for for them to not refute anything and do what needs to be done.
Absolutely. I feel proud. I feel proud. I mean, every time we do this work for our vets, I know the struggle that you have trying to get 100%, going back and forth with the doctors. But at this was your first time filing for TDIU,
Yes, it was.
first time applying. We gave you the report. You turned in the report on the front end as opposed to applying for TDIU and getting denied. A lot of people would like to wait until they get denied first, which is an option. But you turned in the report on the front end. You showed it to the CMP examiners. They all agree after reading the report that you were approved for TDIU benefits, individual unemployability, right?
Correct. And from my understanding, the process was way faster, probably because of that report was so definitive that, like I say, it was less than 60 days.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's amazing. That is amazing. Well, I appreciate um you coming to vision counseling. As you can see, it was February, I think, when you came to us, March when we got your report done, and you were approved by when? When were you approved? Just not too long ago?
Last week, I turned my report in on, I think they received it like March the 9th, and I think like last week I got approved on mine.
Okay. All right. I think you give me a copy of your letter?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, let me look at it right quick. Let me see. They mentioned vision counseling as a part of your evidence, and they listed it in regards to your TDIU benefits, which is exactly what we feel like helps veterans get the individual unemployability rating that they need. So I appreciate you coming to our services. I think this helps a lot with some of the questions some of our veterans have. Um, let's see. Any other thing you want to offer as far as advice or your experience about these services? Do you think that you would have been able to get TDIU without the evaluation?
I don't know if I would have been able to get it without the evaluation, but I do know that the evaluation was the stepping stone to make this process go forward. And
Absolutely.
once I actually read the evaluation, I felt pretty comfortable about the situation. Once I
Mhm.
read it myself and sent it in there, it's basically pretty cut and dry.
Absolutely. 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 Well, I really appreciate it. And I tell vets all the time that they may be able to get TDIU benefits without the evaluation. But as you can see from Mr. Madison's uh, experience, the evaluation was pretty cut and dry. Um, and the VA tells the examiners do not comment on whether or not a person can work. They're giving instructions. Don't say whether or not the person can work. Only thing they need to comment on is the person's limitations and how it affects their functioning. But with the letter basically saying that there's no work that you can perform, it actually helped influence the examiners to all agree that you deserve the TDIU benefits. The VA regional office made the determination and therefore gave you a letter approving your benefits. So that's wonderful, man. That is wonderful. We appreciate you coming through.
Right. Well, I have one other thing I'd like to throw out there for the
Sure,
vets.
sure.
If if you are approved for the 70% for the mental health,
Yeah.
thing. And if you do file for your TDIU, they will backdate it to the day that you were approved for that.
For the 70%?
Yes, because they backdated to the day that the not the day that I filed the
Intent to
form.
file for the TDIU,
Right, it
they
was backdated
backdated to the 70% that you initially got.
to right. They back to the for when I started that process, when I filed the claim for that process.
Wow. So you got, if I'm not mistaken, you got the 70% back in 2018, though, right?
No, I just got it. I filed for it in September and I got it in December.
Okay. So that makes sense. So if it's been less than a year, what the
Mhm.
report basically said was the 70% is what makes you unemployable. The 70% plus the other conditions make you unemployable. So they went back to not only the date that you did the intent to file, they went back all the way to the 70% date because it was less than a year.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So vets, as you're listening to this, I want you to also consider your circumstances, your situation. If you were recently filed or recently awarded 70% or higher for a mental health condition, and that mental health condition, as well as your other disabilities, warrant a determination that you are unemployable, not only will they go back to your intent to file for your TDIU, they can backdate it all the way to the date in which you initially got your 70% rating. Okay.
Correct.
Now, lastly, do you think the cost of the report was worth it?
Yes, that's very worth it.
Okay. All right. A lot of vets have questions about how much the report costs and and the timeliness. Did we get you the report in the timely manner that in which you asked?
Oh yeah, you did everything exactly the way you stated that you were going to do.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, what you said is exactly what you delivered.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm glad our percentage of reports that we've done have all come back favorable. We try to make our reports well written enough so that a person who's not a vocational evaluator or in the vocational field could understand how your limitations affect your ability to perform all jobs in the national economy. So thank you very much once again for entrusting these services with us. We appreciate all that you've done for our country. And I'm sure these benefits are going to help you. I don't know how it is in the state that you live, but what are some of the benefits of being 100% in your state?
Well, I mean, for license, free license plates, license, a tax exempt. It's quite a few benefits that you get.
Wow, that's good, man.
Yeah, it's quite a few benefits. Yeah.
That's good. Well, from Vision Counseling and all our staff here, we appreciate you for coming back, doing this interview with us. And we thank you. If you have any other questions about anything, if you have any other vets that you want to refer, please feel free to do so.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate your services.
Thank you too, sir. Take care of yourself.
Have a good one. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.